feel about the way he handled himself yesterday?
I didn't have a problem with it. I thought that considering the investment that he made and the way he carried that Carolina Panthers organization for so many years, there were years they didn't even have a quarterback until Cam Newton arrived. They didn't give him much to work with. He was the face of that franchise. He brought it every week. I think that when you make the kind of investment that he made, and then you're basically let go. You're basically considered a casualty. I mean, could you imagine what the Carolina Panthers would be right now if they had, you know, this kid that they have, this rookie that they have out of Florida State with Steve Smith, what they could have been. So he clearly felt like guys counted him out. The organization counted him out. They didn't believe in him any longer, that it was time to move in a different direction. Then you were hearing stuff about how he may not have been a good presence in the locker room.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are the kind of things you don't do to somebody with his resume, with his accomplishments, with the fact that he never ever cheated you. You don't do that. And that's what they did to Steve Smith, so I didn't blame him. This kid is averaging, this guy, this man
35.
Is averaging, at age 35, is averaging six catches a game, okay, and 17 yards a catch, over 400 yards receiving. He's on pace for, what is it, like a 1,600-yard season. Steve Smith is balling. And so for me, that is a lot. That has a lot to do with the success that the Baltimore Ravens are experiencing right now. And I thought he was relatively complimentary and expressed some love for his former teammates.
Yep.
But guys that he went out there and schooled, he was basically putting the Panthers on notice. You must have forgot who I am and what I bring to the table.
Right.
That age is just a number. At age 35, look at what I bring to the table. And by the way, when he's running down the field, doesn't look like anybody could catch him.
You're right. And you're talking about Kelvin Benjamin, too, for the
That's right.
Panthers. That's what you're talking about from Florida State. Okay. Your take.
I really appreciated and respected the way Steve Smith, who yesterday deserved to be called Stephen A. Smith. He was that good yesterday, right?
Or I should be called Steve Smith.
Steve Smith? Well,
You know,
we could arrange that.
As, you know, just as out of respect for him, because he's carrying the name with such honor and dignity.
He carried himself with dignity yesterday when he scored 2 touchdowns. It always works better to rub it in with class because he made it hurt even worse because he didn't gloat, he didn't chest pound, he didn't ball spin. He just dropped the football and went back to his sideline. And if you pound your chest and spin the ball, you're sending a message to your ex-teammates that, he misses us. You know, he misses being here. His heart is with the Carolina Panthers. And it may still be. But he stayed above that yesterday, and I appreciated the fact that he did it with such dignity on the field. Now, he couldn't restrain himself, even though he said all the right things, and he did drop the one little schoolyard shot at I'm running around like it's kids in the schoolyard. And just for the record, you know, he had the 161-yard touchdown, which was off a tip ball. So that's a little lucky.
But the way he caught it in stride,
that's fine.
I mean,
he was there.
That's somebody that keeps running and plays until the play is dead.
Okay.
And that's what you saw.
I'm good. But then the rest of the day, he had 6 catches for 78 yards. So I don't know if torch is the applicable word here, but he had a very good game, and he continues. He's just what the doctor, as in Dr. Ozzie, ordered for Joe Flacco this year.
Especially with Peter out.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, because here's a trustworthy veteran receiver, an Anquan Bolden type. He's a small receiver, obviously not the size.
You know what? He's short.
Yeah.
But he's small.
Stout.
I mean, he's stout. I wouldn't wonder. Did you see him? I mean, you see him shove off defenders. You don't want to get in a fight with Steve Smith.
No.
You don't want to do that.
Well,
don't do that.
Some can attest that.
Yeah, so I would say there could be a few.
That's right.
But to me, from a distance, it appeared that one reason they wanted to pay him off, which they did, they gave him his $3 million, shipped him out, was to clear the decks for Cam to take over the football team. That he was such a presence, Steve Smith, in the locker room.
Yes.
He was so outspoken, and he brought such electricity. The second he walked through the door, everybody's looking, what's Steve Smith doing?
Yeah.
And it was time for Cam to take over, and I'm not seeing that happen just yet. But Cam doesn't play defense. Do you realize the superb Carolina defense that we raved about so much last year on this show? The last 2 games, they've given up 75 points and nearly 908 yards. 908 yards in 2 games. They've been outscored by 46 points. So I can't dump that on Cam. And it was like candy from babies yesterday for Steve Smith because they're getting run off the field on defense. let alone what Cam doesn't or doesn't do.
Right.
So this is right now just a bad football
Yesterday,
team.
today, you said torch isn't the right word. What would you say? He just won with class or helped to win with
He
class?
did. With
as
dignity.
opposed to torch.
I like dignity.
Dignity.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
did. And it worked. It
I
rubbed it in.
had no problem with him, even a little bit of rubbing it in that he did, because it wasn't so much about they can't play. It was about I'm greater than y'all have given me credit
Just
for.
a reminder. I tweeted that. Just a reminder to let y'all know it's okay to be great. All right. With dignity, Steve Smith, Sr.